Chris, let's get right into it. What is the Experience Builders podcast?
Well, it's a podcast about the business of events. It's really a podcast for the businesses that work in and serve the business event space. So I'm really talking about companies like exhibit houses and experiential agencies, service providers, trade show suppliers, really anybody in the trade show and business event space that serves. These discussions that we're planning on having, we hope will be both helpful and relevant to really all the positions in those companies that service the trade show and event space.
Yeah, absolutely. And why another podcast?
Well, it seemed like the natural next thing to do. We were already having the conversations with each other, many of us, as we started building back after our industry shut down. But we needed to move, I believe, from casual and sort of inconsistent idea sharing to just a more regular form of the wisdom sharing. So there was just such great stuff in these conversations. I know we needed to include more like-minded participants in the conversations. I thought that the content was so good with the sharing that we just needed to bring it to more people. So relevant business topics, let's face it, I think we all know are evolving and changing as our industry and our businesses are. So, and I'm talking about things like, the lending practices out there now, the hiring of new employees, a large remote workforce, right? New customer behavior. A lot of us have new and expanded business offerings, onboarding and training employees, systems and processes. I mean, you name it, Clue. There's just no shortage of things to talk about in this new economic environment. So these discussions, I hope, are going to be both helpful and relevant to really any position at companies that work in this space. So that's the goal.
So we're doing it. We're launching the Experience Builders podcast. Any last words for listeners out there? Where can people find us?
So you can find us really on whatever your preferred podcast platform is. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. We've got our own YouTube channel if you like to watch and not just listen. Whatever your preference is. I'm hoping you're going to follow us and subscribe to the Experience Builders podcast. I hope you find value in the show. I hope your employees and your coworkers find value in listening. We're going to be talking with many of you in the coming episodes, and whether we do that in person or through this platform. We appreciate you giving it a listen. And if you like it, to subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going.